On the 6th of April 2022, the Divorce, Dissolution and Separation Act came into force across England and Wales. This Act introduced what is being referred to as no-fault divorce. It is now no longer necessary to establish the irretrievable breakdown of a marriage by reference to one of the previous 5 facts, which were based on adultery, behaviour, and periods of separation of 2 years or more. An application for divorce can now be filed jointly by a couple or by one person, and need only be supported by a statement that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. The hope is that this is a more straightforward process, and the fact that there is no longer a need to allege blame will enable a separating couple to part ways more amicably. Although these changes are to be welcome, they don't in themselves mean that the process will be less emotionally challenging for those involved. This is because divorce amounts to a loss of the family life a couple and their children have had and envisaged, and that loss needs to be grieved. If instructed, the family team at BP Collins would be by your side throughout. There are a number of ways to help with this significant change, and which should enable a couple to remain on good terms, which is especially important when there are children. One thing to consider is avoid rushing into the formal process. This will allow both parties time to grieve and adjust. The new process has a 20-week cooling off period between the issuing of the application and applying for the conditional order. However, what we recommend is giving time before making an application, and also to consider whether counselling would be helpful, either as a couple or separately. This is because time and counselling should facilitate good, or at the very least improve communication, and enable a couple to have regard to the bigger picture and the long-term implications of separation and divorce. If there are children, it's important to discuss the arrangements for them as soon as possible, rather than one or both seeking to impose the arrangements upon the other. The arrangement should also have regard to the children's activities and how they like to spend their out-of-school time. Children should be the priority, and considering arrangements from the perspective of each other and your children should enable a solution which everyone can agree on. Within the divorce process, there will need to be financial resolution. During financial discussions, it is important to be candid and clear with each other about the resources available to you. If you want to avoid acrimony and bitterness, avoid playing games and try to avoid bringing up past events or making accusations, as these will only make matters more difficult. For more information on the changes or the divorce process in general, call 01753 279 046 or email inquiries@bpcollins.co.uk.